Most older adults assume that blurry vision is simply part of aging. It isn't. There's a silent process slowly damaging your eyesight long before you notice major symptoms. In my clinical work, I see the same complaints repeatedly. My vision isn't as sharp. Reading takes more effort. Faces look less defined. If driving at night feels unsafe, if you need to hold reading material farther away, or if your eyes strain when moving from bright to dim light, these are not random inconveniences. They are signs of gradual, preventable decline. Vision loss in later life rarely happens overnight. It builds slowly, day by day, cell by cell, until it becomes permanent. Cataracts, macular degeneration, and glaucoma are not abstract diagnoses. They are the predictable outcomes of neglecting the body's internal systems that sustain your sight. Here's the fact: most people miss much of this decline is avoidable. The main drivers, poor circulation, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress, are not inevitable. They are correctable imbalances. The solution isn't limited to drugs or surgery. It begins with targeted plant-based compounds that directly support ocular repair. For centuries, certain herbs have been used to preserve eye health, and modern research now confirms their measurable effects. These botanical agents improve blood flow to the retina, stabilize intraocular pressure, reduce inflammation, and slow cellular breakdown. They work with your biology, not against it. In this consultation, I will walk you through 4 clinically recognized herbs that protect and may even help restore the function of aging eyes, starting with one that has survived for over 200 million years. Agent 1 Ginkgo biloba, the vascular protector. Let us commence our discussion with a botanical extract so ancient it may hold profound answers for modern vision decline. Among all the supportive herbs for vision, Ginkgo biloba is one of the most thoroughly investigated and demonstrably promising. It is not a coincidence that this primordial tree has endured for such an immense span of time. It concentrates natural compounds that directly address the specific challenges encountered by the aging eye. One of the predominant causes for the decline in visual function after the age of 60 is insufficient blood flow. The ocular structures, much like the brain, require an uninterrupted supply of circulating blood to deliver essential oxygen and nutrients. With age, the diameter of these microscopic blood vessels tends to constrict. Consequently, the optic nerve, the retina, and the macula can all suffer from this reduced supply. Ginkgo biloba contains high levels of 2 classes of compounds, flavonoids and terpenoids, which help induce relaxation of blood vessel walls and improve circulation, particularly to highly sensitive areas, such as the retina and the optic nerve. This action is especially crucial in managing conditions such as glaucoma. Glaucoma is characterized by an increase in fluid pressure within the eye, which causes mechanical damage to the optic nerve, ultimately resulting in irreversible vision loss. A clinical study published in the Journal of Glaucoma reported that patients with initial-stage glaucoma who were administered Ginkgo biloba extract experienced improvements in their visual field performance. The prevailing hypothesis among the researchers was that this positive outcome was directly attributable to an enhancement of blood flow to the optic nerve, providing damaged cells with the necessary metabolic support for renewed function. Furthermore, ginkgo does more than merely optimize blood flow. It also provides a robust defense for the eye against oxidative stress. Whenever you are outdoors or viewing a digital screen, your eyes are exposed to damaging free radicals. These chemically unstable molecules actively attack the retina, contribute to the clouding of the lens, and accelerate the overall aging process of the eye. The flavonoids found in ginkgo assist in neutralizing these free radicals, offering a crucial layer of protection precisely where it is most needed. A laboratory investigation published in the journal Molecular Vision documented that ginkgo biloba extract successfully reduced markers of oxidative stress within retinal cells. This finding is highly significant because oxidative stress is a primary underlying mechanism in age-related eye conditions including macular degeneration and cataracts. Macular degeneration in particular destroys central vision, the very vision required for reading, operating a vehicle, and recognizing individuals. By helping to mitigate oxidative damage, ginkgo may offer a mechanism to slow the progression of this debilitating condition. Additionally, this herb possesses considerable anti-inflammatory properties. Low-grade persistent inflammation, specifically within the tiny vessels that nourish the eyes, is now recognized as a hidden driver of numerous degenerative ocular diseases. By calming this inflammatory activity, ginkgo supports the long-term health of the retina, making it a valuable tool for anyone struggling with decreased visual capacity after the 6th decade of life. I recently consulted with Robert, a retired architect in his late 60s, who was profoundly affected by poor, low-light vision. After a regimen of 6 weeks utilizing a daily ginkgo extract, his night vision improved significantly, allowing him to comfortably resume detailed woodworking, a passion he had nearly abandoned. It is important to acknowledge that no single herbal agent is a standalone panacea. Ginkgo functions most effectively when integrated into a comprehensive health strategy that incorporates adequate hydration, physical activity, and targeted nutrition. However, for individuals managing issues of intraocular pressure, compromised circulation, or oxidative damage, ginkgo biloba remains one of our most formidable botanical resources. Agent 2. Bilberry, the night vision enhancer. If your eyes routinely feel exhausted by mid-afternoon, or if navigating traffic at night has become a source of stress, your retina may be exhibiting subtle signs of distress. One of the most effective ways to provide the necessary support may be found in a small, dark fruit known as the bilberry. Bilberry is closely related to both blueberries and cranberries, but its particular efficacy resides within its intensely dark purple pigment. This coloration is derived from anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that actively neutralize the free radicals that bombard your eyes daily. These free radicals accumulate from environmental pollution, prolonged ultraviolet light exposure, and the extended use of computer or mobile screens. Over time, this cumulative damage harms the retina, promotes the opacification of the lens, and accelerates degenerative conditions such as cataracts and macular degeneration. Scientific investigation has established that the anthocyanins in bilberries are capable of reducing oxidative stress directly within the retina. Specifically, they offer protection to the photoreceptor cells, the light-sensitive cellular components responsible for the initiation of visual processing and motion detection. When these cells begin to degenerate, the result is impaired night vision, a dulling of color perception, and a reduced ability to discern contrast. When fortified by antioxidant-rich foods like bilberry, these cells are more likely to maintain their structural integrity and function for longer periods. A particularly vital attribute of bilberry for older adults is its demonstrated capacity to enhance low-light vision. A double-blind clinical trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging determined that a consistent bilberry extract supplement significantly alleviated the symptoms of digital eye strain in subjects who spent many hours viewing screens. Participants in the study reported improved adaptation to darkness and reduced visual fatigue after only a few weeks of consistent supplementation. The benefits extend further. Bilberry is believed to assist in the regeneration of rhodopsin, a crucial pigment located in the retina that facilitates your eye's ability to adjust rapidly between brightly lit and dim surroundings. As we age, our capacity for rapid adaptation to sudden light changes diminishes, which explains why driving at night or entering a poorly lit room can feel distinctly uncomfortable. Supporting rhodopsin regeneration aids in smoothing this transition and instilling greater visual confidence after dark. Furthermore, bilberry promotes microcirculation, the function of the minute blood vessels that supply the retina with oxygen. Robust blood flow to this part of the eye is essential to ensure that nutrients reach their intended destinations, thereby maintaining the vitality and responsiveness of the retinal tissue. Margaret, a retired educator in her early 70s, consulted me because she frequently avoided reading in the evenings, stating that the page seemed to fade away. Following the integration of bilberry into her daily diet, sometimes consumed as a powder in smoothies, she observed a notable reduction in eye fatigue and an increase in visual clarity under low-light conditions. While bilberry cannot be expected to reverse advanced ocular disease in isolation, it represents a gentle yet dependable strategy for the preservation of retinal health. When combined with other targeted herbs and sound daily health practices, it becomes an integral component of a comprehensive defense strategy against vision loss. Agent 3. Saffron, the macular specialist. When most people consider saffron, they envision an aromatic culinary spice. Few, however, recognize that this vibrant thread derived from the crocus flower contains some of the most promising compounds for protecting the aging eye, especially against the threat of macular degeneration, a major cause of blindness. Macular degeneration directly impacts your central field of vision. This is the acuity you rely on for fine details, such as recognizing facial expressions, reading text, and safely operating a vehicle. As the cells within the macula deteriorate due to the cumulative effects of inflammation, oxidative stress, and the aging process, the very center of your sight becomes distorted, blurred or obscured by dark spots. For a number of seniors, this visual distortion is the initial troubling indication of a deeper underlying issue. What truly distinguishes saffron is its exceptional concentration of natural carotenoids, specifically crocin and crocatin. These compounds exhibit formidable antioxidant and anti-inflammatory capabilities. They are effective in neutralizing the oxidative damage initiated by free radicals and providing protection to the photoreceptor cells in the retina against progressive deterioration. A pivotal study published in the journal Pharmacological Research demonstrated that patients with early-stage macular degeneration who were given a daily saffron supplement over a period of several months showed significant improvement in their visual acuity. The researchers concluded that saffron not only appeared to slow the degenerative progression, but also contributed to the restoration of some functional capacity within the retina. Moreover, saffron's benefits are even more profound. It aids in increasing blood flow to the retina, thereby guaranteeing a consistent delivery of oxygen and vital nutrients. In the elderly population, this optimal microcirculation is absolutely essential. In the absence of adequate blood flow, even otherwise healthy cells can begin to suffer nutrient deprivation. Studies also suggest that saffron may augment the retina's sensitivity to light. This particular effect can contribute to improved perception of contrast and support clearer vision in low-light settings, a common complaint for individuals over the age of 60. Importantly, unlike certain prescribed pharmaceutical options, saffron is typically well tolerated by the body. Its anti-inflammatory action is achieved without the harsh adverse effects frequently associated with synthetic medications. David, a 69-year-old former truck driver, once confided in me that intense sunlight caused his eyes to ache, and that reading at dusk felt entirely impossible. After incorporating a measured dose of high-quality saffron into his daily regimen, either infused in tea or taken as a capsule, he reported not only a reduction in light sensitivity, but a surprising enhancement in the sharpness of his vision when reading the daily newspaper. It is imperative that I stress the importance of quality. Not all saffron products are of equal value. To achieve these clinical results, a pure, responsibly sourced saffron extract is paramount. And as is the case with all herbal therapies, saffron is maximally effective when used consistently as an element of a broader holistic lifestyle plan. Agent 4. Turmeric, the anti-inflammatory foundation. You are likely already familiar with turmeric in your kitchen. Its deep golden hue and earthy aroma are unmistakable. However, the true medicinal power behind this warm spice is a compound known as curcumin, which is recognized as one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory agents ever subjected to scientific analysis. Its positive influence on visual health, particularly for the aging eye, is becoming increasingly undeniable. A significant majority of the most prevalent causes of vision deterioration after the age of 60, including macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and even cataracts, share a common denominator: chronic inflammation. Over an extended period, this insidious quiet process systematically damages the delicate blood vessels within the eyes, weakens the structural integrity of the retina, and accelerates the degradation of essential visual structures. Curcumin's mechanism of action is to suppress inflammation at the cellular level. It achieves this by blocking specific enzymes and signaling pathways that initiate the inflammatory cascade, especially within the blood vessels and retinal tissue. By effectively reducing inflammation, circulation is improved. Oxidative stress is mitigated, and the ocular structures are given an opportunity to engage in cellular repair rather than continued decline. A study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science indicated that curcumin could protect retinal cells from the damage caused by high blood glucose levels, a primary factor in diabetic eye disease. The researchers concluded that curcumin not only diminished inflammatory markers, but also prevented vascular leakage and oxidative damage within the retina. This finding is of particular significance for older adults managing diabetes. Diabetic retinopathy stands as a leading cause of blindness in seniors, and inflammation plays a central driving role in its progression. By intervening early to reduce this inflammation, turmeric provides a natural protective mechanism against long-term complications without the potential side effects associated with steroid-based treatments. Turmeric's antioxidant capacity also warrants close attention. Similar to bilberry and saffron, it helps to neutralize the continuous stream of free radicals generated by light exposure, environmental pollutants, poor dietary choices, and screen usage. However, turmeric's unique advantage is its dual action, simultaneously combating both inflammation and oxidation. For patients presenting with early signs of retinal stress, such as frequent blurred vision, visual floaters, or increased light sensitivity, turmeric may assist in stabilizing the internal environment of the eye, thereby minimizing the potential for further damage. While it cannot be relied upon to reverse advanced disease, it offers strong support for the body's innate ability to defend and maintain existing vision. Helen, a 72-year-old retired nurse, was struggling with notable fluctuations in her vision due to type 2 diabetes. Following the consistent inclusion of turmeric in her morning routine, consumed either as golden milk or in capsule form, she reported fewer episodes of visual flare-ups and a more consistent focus throughout the day. As with any botanical agent, the key to efficacy is consistency. Curcumin is not efficiently absorbed by the body on its own. However, when combined with black pepper extract piperine or consumed with a fat-based meal, its bioavailability increases dramatically. This explains the enduring value of traditional recipes such as curry, which characteristically combine turmeric with oils and pepper. We have now established the roles of these 4 potent botanical agents for maintaining aging eyes. Ginkgo biloba for circulatory support, bilberry for retinal fortification, saffron for macular protection, and turmeric for systemic inflammation control. Although each operates via a distinct mechanism, their combined effect provides a formidable foundation for long-term ocular health. The pressing question now is, how do we successfully integrate these elements into a manageable daily routine? Rest assured, this protocol does not necessitate radical lifestyle changes or substantial financial expenditure. You do not require a cabinet overflowing with supplements or a complex dosing schedule. What is absolutely required is consistency. When utilizing herbal remedies, the philosophy is not about overconsumption, but rather about incorporating a small, effective dose every single day. Recommended dosing guidelines. Ginkgo biloba. Seek out a standardized extract that contains ideally 24% flavon glycosides and 6% terpene lactones, as this is the form utilized in the majority of clinical trials. A single capsule taken in the morning with your breakfast is typically sufficient to support circulation and protect the optic nerve. Crucial precaution. If you are currently prescribed blood-thinning medication or any blood pressure regulators, you must consult with your primary care physician before initiating ginkgo. Bilberry. This is available in capsule tea or freeze-dried powder form. Aim for a daily intake of 80 to 160 milligrams of bilberry extract, standardized to contain at least 25% anthocyanins. Try integrating bilberry powder into a morning yogurt or smoothie. It's a pleasant way to support your retina. Saffron. Although saffron can be more costly, it is highly concentrated and effective in minimal quantities. Clinical research studies typically utilized an extract dosage of 20 to 30 milligrams per day. This can be consumed in a capsule, or you can steep a few pure saffron threads in warm water for a soothing evening tea. This can become a beneficial calming nighttime ritual. Turmeric. If you already cook with turmeric, that is an excellent foundation. However, for a proven therapeutic effect, you should choose a curcumin supplement that specifically includes black pepper extract, often labeled as piperine, to ensure maximum absorption. A standard therapeutic dose ranges from 500 to 1,000 milligrams per day. Alternatively, you can prepare golden milk by combining turmeric with warm milk and a pinch of pepper, an ancient remedy with significant modern relevance. I recognize that this detailed information may initially seem overwhelming. However, I want you to reframe your perspective. You are not simply treating symptoms. You are proactively constructing an internal defense system. These herbs do not provide overnight miraculous cures. They function by gradually strengthening the ocular structures from the inside out, helping to interrupt the aging process before damage becomes irreversible. If you are uncertain where to begin, my advice is to start small. Select just one of these 4 herbs to integrate into your routine for the coming week. Document how you feel, and then gradually build upon that foundation. The process of healing and health preservation is never about attaining perfection. It is about establishing and maintaining consistent momentum in the correct direction. A final message of encouragement. If you have stayed with me through this entire consultation, I want to deliver a message that is often neglected for those over 60. Your vision remains profoundly important. The ability to clearly see the faces of your loved ones, to read a treasured book, or to appreciate the detail in nature is absolutely worth the effort of protection. Far too many seniors are told that their eyesight is just fading with age, a statement often presented as an unchangeable verdict. But I assure you, based on both clinical experience and scientific data, there are many proactive steps you can take. You have now been informed about 4 natural herbs, each supported by centuries of traditional use and validated by modern science, that can help shield your eyes and potentially restore what the processes of time and inflammation have attempted to diminish. That knowledge is your power, and the opportunity for action is now in your hands. You are not required to execute every change immediately. You do not need absolute perfection in your routine. What you do need is a sustained belief in your body's capacity for self-repair and your own ability to commit to the next small, meaningful step. That may be as simple as preparing a morning cup of turmeric tea, blending a bilberry smoothie, or ensuring you take your ginkgo extract with breakfast. One step naturally leads to 2. One day becomes a week. And before you realize it, you will no longer be observing your health decline. You will be quietly and steadily rebuilding it. In over 30 years of practicing medicine, this is my most enduring observation. The human body is fundamentally inclined toward healing. When you provide it with the correct support through natural nutrition, measured physical activity, and a measure of patience, it frequently responds in ways that surprise even those of us in the medical field. So please continue this journey. Commit to caring for your eyes. They have served you faithfully for your entire life, and they are capable of offering you many more years of clear sight.